What's up, tennis fanatics? We're back.
I hope everyone had a delicious Thanksgiving.
But now it's time to work off that turkey and stuffing. So let's get back to some tennis, shall we?
Let's do it.
I mean, what better way to motivate than watching a bunch of men and women running their butts off on a tennis court? The tennis year is over, and the players are hopefully enjoying their very short break that they have before they start playing tennis yet again. Recently, Tennis 1530 Online magazine did an article on some of the best men's and women's matches of 2013. And what better way to wrap up the final episode of the new year than going over some kick-ass tennis that we saw this year? So let's start with the women's match that takes the number 3 spot on this list. The Wimbledon semifinal between Sabine Lisicki and Agnieszka Radwanska. Things were not looking good for Lisicki in the third set. She was down 5-6 and Aggie was a mere 2 points away from moving on to the final. Lisicki's serve also had been a bit of a wait for her, losing all 4 games in the second set. So it appeared that it was going to be smooth sailing for Aggie from here on out. Psych! Suddenly, Lisicki starts firing cannonballs at Radwanska. And this, my friends, was the beginning of the end for Radwanska. Lisicki came back to win the match and became the first German since Steffi Graf in 1999 to reach a Wimbledon final. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was an epic match. I mean, that was a big, call her the escape artist because she got out of that twice. So she was down in that third round against Serena. Love 3 in the third set, is able to come back and then plays her match against Radwanska and is able to come through. Also love 3 in the third set. So kudos to her and, you know, representing the German women.
Pretty impressive.
Not doing it since Graf since 99, so that's a big deal.
Right, absolutely.
The number 3 slot for the men goes to Stan the Man Wawrinka versus Richard Gasquet at Roland Garros in their 4th round match. The crowd was roaring for their native Frenchman Gasquet, but Wawrinka didn't let this bother him. Who he did allow bother him, though, however, was the umpire Carlos Ramos, who the Swiss had repeated arguments with throughout the match. Definitely upped the entertainment value. Nevertheless, Wawrinka came back from a 2-set deficit to disappoint the crowd and defeat Gasquet. Out of 149 winners that were struck in this match, 92 of them belonged to Wawrinka. After 9 tries, this marked Wawrinka's first trip to the French Open quarterfinals.
You know, John McEnroe was one of my favorites who would always get pissed off at the umpires, and so I kind of like to watch, you know, a little bit of action between, you know, tennis players and the umpires. It doesn't bother me sometimes.
A little bit of fire, but yeah, it was
entertaining. I found it entertaining.
Yeah, he was, you know, down 2 sets and is able to come back and win, you know, all the way in that 5th set. So
yeah,
it's a great match.
Definitely one of my favorite male players.
Number 2.
Number 2 for the women, Serena Williams versus Victoria Azarenka in the US Open final. This rematch of the 2012 US Open was a definite crowd thriller, with some serious baseline rallies and some instrumental comebacks. Serena was yet to lose a set in this entire tournament, but Azarenka, well, she seemed to put her on edge. After Serena lost the second set, in our much beloved Serena-like fashion, she chucked her racket across the court in frustration. Always fun to see. Williams did calm down, though, to go on to crush Azarenka in the 3rd set and take her 5th US Open title and her 17th Grand Slam title overall. Like I said previously, the woman is a beast. Right.
And the number 2 match on the men's side is again at Roland Garros in the semifinals, where Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic squared off. With these 2 guys, you just never know who's going to take it. They've gone back and forth so many times. But what you do know is when these 2 meet up is that you're in store for a great match. This match, however, was one of the best in their rivalry. A clutch moment came in the final set. Djokovic was leading by a break when he touched the net, going for an overhead at a key point. And at the end of the day, Nadal took this one. I'm sure we will see this rivalry rage on in 2014, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I am too. What a bummer when he hit the net.
Yeah, that was kind of those weird plays you just never see, but it's on clay, so they're slipping and sliding all over the place. So he was just trying to regain control, couldn't do it. Nadal just so dominant on clay, finally got it together and then took it away.
Yeah, all right. Okay, and to take the number 1 best match of 2013 spot for the women, we have Victoria Azarenka again versus Lena in the Australian Open. Lena, who doubled Azarenka in the number of winners department throughout this match, started out on fire in this first set. But yeah, and fuego. But after Azarenka got into her groove, though, now began to struggle, not only with her tennis game, but physically as well. She took 2 nasty falls. You remember that?
I do.
That was rough to watch. One, she twisted her ankle, and the other, she banged her head on the court very hard. Although Na continued to fight through the match, she ultimately couldn't recover and was defeated by Azarenka, who went on to win her 2nd consecutive Australian Open.
Yeah, this was it was a good final. If you think back, her semifinal, Azarenka's semifinal, a lot of controversy because she was playing Sloane Stephens. She was up 6-1, 5-4, and then she took that injury timeout
for like 10 minutes.
For
right?
like 10 minutes, she went to Choke City. You went out. They were at 5-3, excuse me, because she had 5 match points, couldn't serve it out. So then, then it became this big issue when she took her injury timeout for 10 minutes, leaving the court. Able to come back, win, and then she plays Lena in the final, overcomes it.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure Sloane Stephens was pretty frustrated about that because she was not doing so well. Then she comes back after her little rest break and then kicks ass and takes the match.
Apparently, they made amends. They share the same agent, according to Sloane Stephens. So they're all good. When you share the same agent, I guess you have to make peace right away. There you go.
Thank goodness for an intermediary.
There you go. Exactly.
All right, let's talk about number 1.
And last but not least, the number 1 match of 2013 for the men is, surprise, surprise, Novak Djokovic versus Kerry's favorite player, Juan Martín del Potro, at the Wimbledon semifinals. This match marks the longest Wimbledon semifinal ever played at 4 hours, 42 minutes. This match displayed some intense eye-popping shots. Del Potro fought off 2 match points in the 4-set tiebreaker, but ultimately Djokovic rose to the occasion with his perfected drop shot and massive serve with which he hit 22 aces, beating out the brooding Argentinian. Yeah,
Boo.
sorry.
God, I love Del Potro.
Gotta wait till next
year. When he wins.
Wait till next year.
Such a beast. Okay, well, anyways, and that marks a wrap on 2013. It's been a fantastic year, and we're looking forward to another great year of tennis in 2014. Since we won't be seeing you guys until after the new year, we're gonna leave you with a roll of tennis bloopers. So hold on to your seat, folks, because this shit is funny.
There, got to go straight at your opponents.
Now,
How many times? How many times?
I've got big balls. I've got big balls. They're such big balls, and they're fancy big balls. I need somebody to love me.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Okay, and on that note, see you next year.
See ya!